last session, we discussed about different servers which are provided by SQL Server, in which I discussed about 4 servers: database server, integration server, reporting server, analysis server. 4. And as a developer, I said we will be working with only database server. Right? And one more thing, difference between release and version. I took example there. SQL Server 2014. That is called release. Release. And version is 12.0.2000 RTM. That is called release to market. RTM is what you call release to market. Yeah. So this is release. In which year they made software available? Okay. In whichever year they make software available, that would be considered for release year. Okay. And version is 2014 is identified by 12. 2000 before 2012 it is identified by 11. 2008 is identified by 10. 2016 is identified by 13. 2017 is identified by 14. Okay, those are versions. So what is SQL Server 2014? 12.0.2000 RTM. First time when SQL Server is released, that is called RTM. First time. Release to market. 12 is called major version. 0 is called minor version. 2000 is called build version, or you can call that even as patch. You call it as patch. And SQL Server 2014 got regular developments when that software was introduced. Regular. Every, you can say, like alternate month or every month, sometimes in a month 2 times, Microsoft has upgraded the software and they released those upgraded things as cumulative updates. They call what? Cumulative updates. And after that, in 2014, they introduced Service Pack 1. What they introduced? SP1. That is called Service Pack 1. Yeah. And what is the number you see? 12.0.4100. This was called 2000. So it means from SP1 to RTM, you can say like this: 4100 minus 2000. So it means almost, you can say, 2100 changes they have made. 2100 changes from its released build version to upgraded one, which is called Service Pack 1, 4100. Means 4100 minus 2000. It means almost Microsoft has made 2100 changes in 2014. 2100 changes. You understand? What is Service Pack? I mentioned it. It is a combination of hot fixes plus new features plus new OS support. Yeah. And whenever Microsoft introduces a trial version of any product, whether it is SQL Server or it is .NET or it is something else, Microsoft always releases the trial version by name CTP, they call. CTP, Community Technology Preview. Okay? This is the point we have. Okay, next we'll see. File, open. Editions of SQL Server. Editions of SQL Server. I gave only overview here because that is not needed for developer to much know about it. This is actually a topic where DBA should be well aware. DBA administrator should have a very clear knowledge on all the edition, perfect knowledge. Whatever the Microsoft listed features are there in each edition. Yes. That is the reason you find that. Paid edition you can call. Enterprise edition. It is not free to use. It is licensed to one. Enterprise edition you call. Obviously, that is something like you're paying it to use in real time. So obviously they give all the features, no? They give all the facilities. Whatever the new facilities they have introduced in SQL, so including that they made available. Right? Enterprise edition. And evaluation edition, you can see I mentioned similar to enterprise edition, but it is free. It is free. And the problem with evaluation edition is it will expire after 180 days. Once it is expired, there is no chance for us even to upgrade it. You can't even upgrade that. No, there is no way. Yeah, there is something called standard edition. There is one more for medium scale applications. For practice purpose, people prefer to work with developer edition, work group edition, web edition, express edition. And finally, you can say among all these editions, the free, completely free is express edition. No license needed. Any versions express edition is available. But that is free now. So Microsoft has restricted all latest features of SQL Server in Express Edition. Database size is limited. Database size is limited. And features wise also, there are many features which will not work in Express Edition. Then what is the functionality of Express Edition? Basic operations that are needed by a database. Yeah, basic. Whatever the basic things that are needed for the edition, those things you can find that are available for us. Basic, you can call basic. Basic like will be what? Retrieval, insertion, updation, deletion. Latest features, however, are not available. Database size is limited. Hardly it is in database size. In Express Edition, I'm saying it is in GBs. But if it comes to Enterprise Edition, then the capacity of database can be up to petabytes. Database size can be up to petabyte. Okay. Express Edition is what? Pre-edition. And what is the process of Express Edition? Features wise, database size, all are restricted. Okay. And administration sessions may I talk about editions for almost 2 sessions. That depth we have about editions. For DBA, it is needed. We are not going to do any installation process in real time. No, we are not involved in that at all. That is completely in the control of DBA. Database administrator will take care of. But you can see types of applications that are suitable. For enterprise, large scale applications are suitable. Standard edition, medium scale applications, work group edition, small scale applications, right? These are editions you can call. Yeah, so now you can say there are two free editions now. There are two free editions. Which two? Evaluation is also free, no? Evaluation. Evaluation edition is also free. Express edition is also free. You understand? Never expires. Express you can call. Express edition. Never expires. Okay. And this will expire after 180 days. And after expiry, immediately you get a message once it is expired, evaluation edition. Installation will cover, nothing to worry. Installation. If you're already done in your laptop, then no issue. But if you have not done, I'll show you installation part in my coming classes. Then you people can definitely experience those things. Right? And the next topic is one of the most important topic. Most. As a developer, as a administrator, you should have a very clear picture for this complete concept. So step by step, slowly I'll go, listen carefully so that you may not have any confusion at the end. Okay. Chalo, let's start. A topic I said like hierarchy of SQL server in a machine. Hierarchy is what? Systematic approach, a step-by-step approach, systematic approach, a step-by-step approach. You can call anything. Yeah, you understand? Systematic approach, or what do you call? Yeah. Okay, and now something important again we say here. Assume I'm talking about your single system, okay? Standalone, single system. Your laptop, you assume. If you're working with your desktop, assume desktop. Yeah. You obviously will have first layer as hardware. On that Windows OS. On that Windows OS, you have SQL Server software installed. What did you install? SQL Server software you have installed. Yeah. Yeah. When you install SQL Server software, that is what you call instance. Instance. You understand? Now in that you can see, first time when you install, first time when you install, you call it as default instance. Okay. Default instance. First time when you install, default instance. 49 times when you install, named instances. So what does it mean? You can install SQL Server software in a single system for around 50 times. 50 times. Each time you install, you call by one name. What is it? First time when you install is called default instance. 49 times when you install, you call it as named instances. And you know one thing, whenever you install SQL Server software, first time when you install, by default, you're provided by one name, default name, MS SQL Server. Fix this name, please. The most important will help us a lot in my coming classes when we start practicals. MS SQL Server. That is an instance name of default instance. And for named instances, you see server 1, server 2. I gave a name as Shareef, server 3, any name. That will ask you actually. Whenever you install named instances, it will ask you name of the instance. For default instance, it won't question you. No, direct it will install. Name also, direct it will give. No, you can't even edit that name. It's by default. It's by default. MS SQL Server is the default instance name. For named instances, server 1, server 2, you can give your name. Whichever name you want to have, you can give for named instances. Yeah. Why they gave these many types of installation on the top I read. Did you see here? Advantages of installing multiple instances. Why? Basic advantage to reduce cost. To reduce cost. By installing multiple times, there is a provision. Production you can have separately. Development you can have separately. Testing you can have separately. You can create multiple instances for multiple people to work like. Production, development, testing, separate environments you can manage. How many times you can install? I mentioned 50 times. Acha, since you are installing your software in a single machine, single machine where you're installing, no? So what will happen? Your system name becomes server name. Your system name itself becomes what? Server name. Real time mein, you will have separate machine as server machine. That machine's name will become server name. But here, since we are installing on local machine, your system name itself becomes what? No, server name. You want to check this? Yeah, you can check here. Command prompt, host name. Yes, Ahmed. The same thing I wrote here. Here, Ahmed. You check your laptop, whatever is the name of your system, that will be your server name. That will be your server name. For named instances, what will be the name of the server? Your system name will be there, followed by instance name. That becomes your, yeah. That becomes your what? Names of the instance. Names of the named instances. Yeah. And one more thing point. This is basic functionality I'm saying. Very basic point. Any software you install, any software, I'm not talking about SQL Server, any software you install, related to that software, one folder is created. Any software you install, related to that software, one folder is created. And in that folder, software is installed. So exactly same way, listen carefully. Whenever you install SQL Server software, and in that, if you decided to install all servers, all 4, database server, integration server, reporting server, analysis server. If you decided, I'm saying, if you decided to install all four servers, all four, then comes rules. Then comes rules. Yeah, what is it? Let me talk. For example, you decided to install database server, a reporting server, analysis server, integration server. And this is for your knowledge, I'm saying. How many times you can install database server? Obviously, 50 times. 50 times. 1 plus 49. Default 49 name. How many times reporting server? No doubt, 50 times. Same story, 1 plus 49. How many times analysis server? 50 times. 1 plus 49. How many times integration server? Only one time. Forget about 15 times. Only one time. Only one time. That is the reason this is called shared server. Only one time you can install integration server. Acha, these are not requirement of us. No. We don't work on it. These three are the usage, or these are the servers used by BI developers. Yeah, they use this. Business intelligence. Yes, those people will use. Who works on business intelligence. MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. The people who work on MSBI, the people who want to make career into business intelligence, they work on the remaining three servers. Then who works on database server? This database server will be used by developers and DBA. Database administrator also uses database server. Developers also use database server. Which developers you're talking about? Any developer. It may be SQL developer. I'll write separately. Which developer? SQL developer, or Java developer, or .NET developer, or Python developer. Why to highlight all of them? I said developers, but global. Who use database server? Simple developers. Who also use database server? DBA. Administrator also use database server. Administrator has nothing to do with BI. Administrator, he's not involved. He is not supposed to know like how reporting server, how it is designed, how it is presented. DBA doesn't need to know about analysis server. DBA doesn't need to know anything about integration server. No. Installation, if he is aware, that's more than enough. How to implement, that is separate module, that is separate course, that is separate, experience kind of profile. So my point, remember, whenever you are planning to install database server, remember, software will create one folder like this, MS SQL. Yes, you have to understand. Whenever you find a folder by this name, you have to understand that database software or database server software is available in that folder. If you find a folder called MSRS folder, you have to understand that it is containing reporting server folder. And if at all you find a folder called MSAS folder, you have to understand that it is a folder which is going to contain reporting server software. This is containing analysis server software. For integration server, we don't have a specific folder. These are folders, I'm saying, folders. Acha, one more thing. What you're planning, yeah, it may be like this, like you are first time installing default instance, first time installation. Okay. Then the folder will be like this. MSSQL 12.mssql server. Yes. Here, MSRS 12.mssql server. Here, one folder. MSAS 12.mssql server. Yes. With that name, you can identify. With that name, I'm saying name. With the name, you can identify. Yes, this is the default instance containing database server software in this folder. This is default instance. Reporting server software is available in this folder. This is default instance. Analysis server software is available in it. Acha, what about this then? For named instances? Yeah, if you're talking about named instances, then remember database server. Yeah, here the name will be MSSQL 12.server1, whatever you have chosen. Reporting server. Then the folder name will be MSRS 12.server1. Analysis server. MSAS 12.server1. Yes. Folder names is not, folder names are not changing. You have to understand clearly, please. Folder name. Here, MSSQL only. Here, MSSQL only. Here, MSRS. Here also, MSRS. Here also, MSAS. Here also, MSA. What's the difference? This is default. This is named instance. Default instance. For named instance. So you don't need to ask anyone, if you're trying for a job on experience profile, if I'm thinking, if you are planning to make your career into database, and if you're planning to move into database environment, and if you want to try based on experience, this whatever I'm trying to come up with, you should be well aware. You should be very clear on its working. You don't need to ask anyone which servers are there, which servers are not there, what are the number of servers company has. That is none of your business. You be clear on working. That's more than enough. That is the reason folders are shared. Folder names I gave for you to understand easily. Fixed folder names are fixed. MS SQL was over. That is a folder containing database servers or MSRs was confirm folder which is containing reporting server software. MSAS, yes, it is a folder containing analysis server software. Folder names will give you clear information. Folder names. Folder names will give you clear information, clear explanation about the folder. Yes. Here, folder names will give you clarity. You want to see in my machine, you want to see, yeah, check. In my system, I'm showing you. I have installed SQL Server software for multiple times. C drive, program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Yeah, here. Folders will explain you. You don't need to ask anyone. Folders here, here. Default instance, default instance, default. All three I have installed. Database server I have installed, reporting I have installed, analysis also I have installed. Achha, these two are named instances. 1, 2. So you can say like one default instance you have installed, two named instances you have installed. Default instance, two named instances. Default instance, what did you do? Yes, you have installed 3 servers. For named instance, you have installed one database, one database server only, one DB server. DB server. Here, all 3 servers. All 3 servers. Here also one database server for 2 named instances. One database server for 2 named instances. For default instance, you have made all 3 servers. I'm saying now folders will give you clarity. Folders. Acha, another logical query is there. Another logical query. Okay, let me explain you that also. For example, assume 2014 you have SQL Server. Okay. And you have installed integration server. Yeah. You installed integration server, you have installed. Right? So it's my laptop now. It's my laptop. PC. Personal computer. Yes. My PC. Yeah. Now interview they asked like in 2014 SQL Server, assume you have installed integration server. Okay, agreed. Now they'll ask, in the same PC, you install now 2012 SQL Server, lesser version, 2012. So now the question is asked, can I install integration server again? Yes. Yes, no doubt. Because that integration server of 2014, this integration server is of 2012. That is the reason I said like integration server is installed once per machine per version. Once per machine per version. Yes. If I have again 2016 SQL Server, can I install integration server at 100%? You can. Again they'll ask. This is all default instance I'm saying. Default instance. Acha, now they'll ask for named instance. Now you have 2014 SQL Server, you are installing named instance. Now can you install integration server? No. Already integration server for 2014 is available. Again for named instance 2014, same SQL server, can you install integration server? Answer is no, you cannot. Same version, you're trying one more time. No, not allowed. That's the reason I said, no, once per machine per version. Once per machine per version. Terms. Once per machine per version. That's it. Whatever is applicable for my machine, the same thing is applicable for every machine. Things will not change. Okay, folder names will give you clarity. Now, SQL Server software contains database. Yeah. How many databases? 32,767 databases. In one instance, I'm saying. One instance. You can have how many? SQL Server. Sorry, in one instance, how many databases? 32,767. So 50 instances, then how many? Yeah, you can calculate now. Calculate. One instance, 32, no? Then 32 in 50 instances, 32,767 multiplied by 50. 16 lakhs 38,350 databases you can have in 50 instances. Yeah. Limit is up to 32,767. And inside the database, there is something called schema. Inside database, there is something called schema. Yeah. Now just I'll say one sentence, just so that you are not confused on the word schema. Listen carefully. Schema works like a folder. See, don't change my sentence. I didn't say schema is a folder. I'm not saying. Please make clear with the sentence. I didn't say schema is a folder. I said schema works like a folder. Schema works like a folder. So I'll do one thing. I'll just give you a brief overview about schema with a small architecture. Right? So that goes little lengthy explanation. So we'll just stop this session on this particular point. Tomorrow I'll continue exactly from here with an architecture and to make you clear of what exactly the meaning of schema is, how it is used in real time. Okay. Yeah. Any questions that you have still to ask me on this covered?